that's the story. We're going to go back through it verse by verse, and we're going to examine a couple different points, and then we're going to really hit one point at the end. 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 1. Now Naaman was the commander of the army of the king of Aram. He was a great man in the sight of his master and highly regarded, because through him the Lord had given victory to Aram, and he was a mighty man of valor, or a valiant soldier. So we've got at least 6 different descriptives in one verse. These are all very powerful descriptives. One of the best ones is that the king admired him and esteemed him. So this is a man of status. So when we look at Naaman, that's where we should think, that's where we want to be, right? If any of us has ever wanted to have no problems, that's where you want to be. You had everything. Everybody wanted to be you or be near you. That's where you had the car that didn't have the troubles. That's where you had the house and you didn't have to worry about the mortgage. That's where something breaks, you don't sweat it. That's where there's a problem, you know you're equipped in your arsenal to handle it. No problems asked. No issues. Naaman was the man. And we keep thinking that in order to see ourselves in the scripture, which we should do, we should make the connections that are there. It's there for us. We have to see ourselves as finding somebody like Naaman, or seeing us when we feel like Naaman, and say, that's where I want to be, right? So for us, it could be, I'm just going to use myself because I don't know where you guys are. It would be the right job, a good car. I don't need a crazy car, just a good car, right? And then there's just a handful of other things, dropping down the mortgage, etc., etc. And then those things, I feel like we would be the Naaman state. Really no issues. Really everything's taken good. Now, if Naaman had an extra 1.2 million in the bank, that would be nice. But, you know, I mean, this is extra, right? So we got to think like, okay, Naaman is in this spot. But what's crazy is he's in this spot. The next verse says, when he was alone, it says, but he had leprosy. See, his status being in that spot that we all want, I mean, whatever that is for you, I kind of can picture it for me. That's that Naaman spot. Even with you Naaman, you dumb man, but boom, you still have this incurable disease. There's something in your flesh. Everybody's got this. Everybody's got something like leprosy. Everybody's got something in them that is an issue in their flesh. It doesn't matter how good you are, how good of a preacher you are, you still struggle here. It doesn't matter how good of a parent you are, you still struggle here. It doesn't matter how good of a worker you are, you still struggle with it. There's something in us that is that spot of leprosy. We all have it. And it humbles us all when we recognize that we have it. And when you see that you have this, we have to recognize that we can't fix it on our own, right? You couldn't go to the doctor for this. There's no Gucci store that has the leprosy cure that can fix it. You know, you can buy certain things. You can take care of certain things. Money answers all things. Scripture does say that. So you can answer it to an extent. But there's a point where it stops when it comes to your flesh. Because when it comes to your flesh, we can't fix it. So everybody's got that. Everybody knows that spot where the thing that is the status that they want to be, and everybody has that spot. That spot of leprosy.